The pace car pulls off here from Bristol Dirt. Kevin Harvick leads the field to the green alongside Joey Logano, and not a very good start at all from that number 4 of Kevin Harvick, your 2014 Cup Series champion. Joey Logano leads the way into 1 and 2, already 3 wide in the background. Jay, this opening start here, they're going to be the only double file start we see all day long. 3 wide action, 4 wide action might be possible in these opening laps, and we actually see in the background Bowman's gonna have a bit of a moment there on the outside. He's gonna go crashing, and as well the 1 of Chastain piles in, and so does the 47, last week's winner of Alex Bowman, already has an accident here on lap 1. And that's a treacherous thing about this racetrack, Jay, as we know these guys can lose it here in these opening laps. It's always hectic, and we see it full-blown chaos on lap 1.
Yeah, you can definitely gain some momentum off that high side, but through the corners you just lose, which is where you spend most of your time at Bristol. You just lose too much of your speed or too much time up there on the high side. So for Chase Elliott, he got a pretty good launch.
Time, Jay, we got Tyler Reddick running up here towards the top 5, the point leader actually. He hasn't won this year, but he is having a stellar season to say the least. Yellow.
There's a caution.
We got a yellow on the track here from Bristol Dirt now. Not sure what has happened there, but the caution comes out. Here's a look at Greg Biffle, who's going to run into the back, into the right rear quarter panel, I believe, right there, of Landon Castle. And unfortunately, Corey LaJoie piles in, and then a couple other cars pile in as well. But Jay, once again, merging for the same position. It looks like 2 cars come together going for the same piece of real estate.
I mean, you're seeing a lot of 3 wides still in the back of this pack. Even 23 laps into this race, Martin Truex right there got really wide. Couldn't even get a launch off the corner because he had to save himself from hitting in the wall.
Dylan Harvick falls back to 3rd place. We were talking about how strong he was. Well, all of a sudden, seems like that might not be the case. Caution is back out on the track here from Bristol Dirt. And we see a couple cars off the pace right here. It could be those 2 now as the caution waves. And we expect to see the field head back down into the pit lane.
And look at that 78. He keeps on moving forward, doing a fantastic job. But Kyle
Caution.
Larson, he's now losing spots, and we have a caution.
Caution's out. It looks like it might be for the number 20 and the number 17 here. We're not going to waste any... 6, sorry. We're not going to waast any time.
It does seem like that 3 car perhaps maybe has something for him. We'll have to wait and see what happens on the pit stops, though. Joey Logano off turn 4 gets his first stage win of the season. Oh, and there's some contact maybe for what is that, 3rd place between the 12 and the 10.
The 10's not even on the lead lap. He was just wanting to get involved there with Ryan Blaney. Ready to go back green here for the start of Stage 2 from Bristol Dirt. Joey Logano is now a stage winner on the season. Can he back it up with a Stage 2 victory and go back-to-back? We've seen a lot of back-to-back stage victories throughout this season. Logano, Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, Ryan Blaney up here on the mix, and Chase Elliott nearly had a moment there. Look at Bubba Wallace here, Jay. And not only Bubba Wallace, but look at Corey LaJoie, 2 drivers that have been having rough seasons so far. Right now, both of them up inside the top 10 here in these opening moments of Stage 2.
And perhaps taking a little bit of an advantage with some chaos. Team owner almost got into driver for the team, and Bubba pulls up in front of the 7. Just barely makes it where Corey LaJoie was lucky. Oh, Harvick is on the pit lane. Our leader of the race early on the pit lane.
Yes, you see damage to the rear end of Kevin Harvick as well. So it must be the reason we see him in the pits. And you see as well a couple other cars, a lot of drivers in the pit lane here today. Bubba Wallace, we're talking good about him. He's headed down into the pit lane now as well. And that number 23 DoorDash Toyota Camry tries to fight back through 3 and 4. And it certainly looks like there, Jay. I think we're seeing the caution actually on the track. So that's irrelevant now. And it looks like it's going to be the 6 car of Keselowski that I believe has had an incident. That would not be the first time tonight he's had an accident. I believe the last yellow we had, he was the culprit of that. Larson on the inside, Blaney up on the top. They're dead even through turns 1 and 2. Less than 20 laps to go already in Stage 2, but it's gone significantly faster than Stage 1 did. But the caution has come back out here on the track, and it looks like I see a lot of smoke pouring out of that number 16 of Daniel Hemrick. Let's get a look. Going green once again from Bristol Dirt to end Stage 2. It's a 5-lap dash. Chase Briscoe looking for his first stage win of the season. Truex with a great pit stop is up into 2nd place, and Jay as well. Some more notables here looking for stage points. Got Todd Gilliland, the rookie, and Michael McDowell, both front row motorsport cars inside the top 10 in these closing moments of Stage 2.
And don't forget that 78 to BJ McLeod, right? Oh, goodness gracious, that 38 almost got the ball, but the 78 to BJ McLeod, he restarted in 11th. Now I think he's fallen down to 12th. So losing a couple of spots, but he's still in the mix for stage points as well. There's a lot of new drivers up inside the top 10 for the 2nd stage.
And here we go, Jay. We're going to be 3 wide. A lap car in the middle. Briscoe on the top. Truex on the inside. The 14 catches the wall. 2 laps to go.
Martin Truex looks like he's really fit, really quick right now, and also on the bottom as well, which is the preferred lane to be in. You can see Briscoe up there on the high side, just slipping and sliding his way through. Had to catch it again, not to go into the wall. Truex easily into the lead, and now Briscoe is still stuck up top because Bubba's below him.
Martin Truex Jr. has come out of nowhere here in stage 2, and he is in position to win this second stage here as he exits turn 2 down this back straightaway for the final time. Briscoe there is still a respectable stage 2 performance, but it's Truex who's going to come through 3 and 4 Bristol Dirt to win stage number 2. That's going to be his second stage win on the season. Still looking for his first race win here of the season, but Briscoe ends up second. Ryan Blaney third. Daniel Suarez. What happened to Kyle Larson? Kyle Larson doesn't even get a top 10. What has happened there? That number 5 is all the way back a lap down. In 15th place, did he come into the pit lane? While we were not focused on that number 5, that might be the case right there. Back from Bristol Dirt, ready to go green for stage 3 under the pit cycle. Daniel Suarez was able to take the lead. Your stage winner, on the other hand, well, they've fallen down. Martin Truex Jr. all the way to 7th position. So the pit lane has really shaken up things here today from Bristol Dirt. But now Daniel Suarez out in front. Jay, another driver that's had a rough season. Trackhouse here in our series has had a rough season in general. Both their drivers, Chastain and him, well outside the playoffs. So Chastain, unfortunately for him, out of this race. But Suarez, just like Bristol Dirt last year, finds himself in this final stage up in the mix to maybe compete for a race victory. And the last car on the lead lap is that man right there, Michael McDowell. Oh, Kyle Busch, he's gone around and Bowman's gonna get his revenge and T-bone him. Oh my goodness, we were talking good again, and well, the caution flies. What has happened there? Let's take a look. Back once again from Bristol Dirt, Michael McDowell during the pit stops under the caution was able to take the lead of this race. The first time we've seen him out front of a race since the Daytona 500 back in 2021. In real life, that is now. As you see already, these cars fanning out multiple lanes wide now. Makes just 13 cars now remain on the lead lap, and it is of course in this final stage at this point in time winding down. He needs to of course get away from Michael McDowell, but nonetheless, Jay, we're still seeing something we don't see very often here. Larson's going to officially unlap himself, it looks like.
And I think this is showing right now that Larson still has a fantastic car, and is showing that the bottom is just so much stronger than the top right now. And for Reddick, I don't know why he's not going down to the bottom, following Kyle Larson through. He's staying on the top side right now, following the 34, and that's actually going to allow Daniel Suarez to pull up on the bottom. Suarez now fighting Reddick for second, and maybe even McDowell momentarily for the lead.
Byron there as well. He is finding himself multiple laps down, but he would, of course, like to gain one of them back. I think the caution is out. Well, Kyle Larson, that's the question there. What's going to happen with Kyle Larson? He was on the lead lap, but he was not far ahead. Going green once again, it's 70 laps to go from Bristol Dirt, and Daniel Suarez leads the way down into turn 1. Kyle Larson, during the pit stop cycle, unfortunately fell off the lead lap, so he's got to work his way back forwards here. Now he's got the 14 of Chase Briscoe right there in the mix. He was, of course, a part of that last accident. Michael McDowell into the pit lane. We saw him leading earlier. Well, there goes his chances now. Reddick's going to come into the pit lane. Another driver running into some issues. I mean, what a race this is, Jay, and we see Larson, I mean, trying to, like I said, get that lap back. I think, are we under caution right now? Yes, the caution is out, and I think it's for Kyle Busch in that number 18 here. Wow. Can we escape chaos in this race? That's the new question. Tyler Reddick is now out in front, and it's actually a Richard Childress Racing 1-2 right now. Really good runs for both of these drivers here. Austin Dillon, he's been consistently up in the top 10 actually all day long, Jay. Even after all the chaos, this number 3 car has been able to remain in the top 10. We don't know, of course, if he's going to maybe have the speed to win this race, but nonetheless, a season high for this team here on this 3 in terms of the performance that they got in the speed in that car.
Get wrecked or involved in a wreck at this point. Chase Elliott on the pit lane. And so is Austin Dillon.
Oh my goodness, yes, there's Austin Dillon, Chase Elliott have come into the pits. Oh my goodness, once again, another shakeup here. We don't know what has been with these AI here today for Bristol Dirt, but they have been absolutely insane. Alex Bowman has been a part of just about every accident here. He won last week, so his care in the world clearly has diminished because he does not have any cares about what happens here today. Martin Truex Jr. up the inside of Joey Logano on the exit of turn 4. Todd Gilliland, I mean, Jay, don't even rule out this rookie of Todd Gilliland is currently up inside the top 5. And look at that car, still in perfect shape. And he's just slowly kind of creeping into the mix here. Now it's Logano, though, just about got into him on the exit of the corner. Now Ryan Blaney has gone from second outside now of the top 5. Actually, going to be running 5th place, I should correct there, as you continue to see Truex and Logano as well. And Suarez scrap it out, and they try to work their way through Alex Bowman. But Logano, maybe, Jay, we've seen a lot of speed out of that number 22. We thought he might be one of the fastest cars here. Well, now he's up into 2nd place with just over 35 laps to go. 3.5 seconds a gap. Is there enough time for Joey Logano to run down that number 8, or do we think he might even have the pace? Maybe not at all.
So now Truex is into 2nd place, and let's see what kind of time that game right here. Now down to just 2.5 seconds for Martin Truex Jr. So that time is coming down really quick, and there's another lap car on the way as well. That 43 is still also sitting in front of Reddick. This time Reddick looks to the inside, but not able to get the pass done yet.
And now we see Truex, of course, working his way through the traffic, but we have suddenly seen a whole change up here because Logano, Suarez, Blaney, none of them suddenly have anything for Martin Truex Jr., who just gained another few tenths of a second just about.
Yeah, Logano was probably the quickest car on the track 10 laps or so ago, and now it's Truex, the quickest car on the lap, leaving Logano in the dust. Logano not really able to gain anything, perhaps losing a little bit even to his teammate. And now Martin Truex Jr. worked his way into 2nd place solely, working his way through his lap cars, and still, while doing so, gaining time. Reddick is all by himself right now, nobody in front of him. Truex has 2 different lap cars in front of him, and he's still gaining time.
The gap nearly below a second with just over 10 laps to go. Reddick gets past that number 6 of Keselowski. Truex is going to be all over that 6 of Keselowski within the next lap. 1.07 seconds a gap. This time by, though, is going to decrease, I'm sure of it. 0.8 of a second here now. As soon as Reddick's hitting these lap cars, Truex is as well. Right, yes, he does. And Jay, he's going to go to the lead, it looks like. But they're going to be side by side.
Consistently, Reddick is slipping up off the corner every single time up on the high side. Truex consistently running the bottom. This time, not even a competition. Easily around Reddick. Reddick sitting behind the 15, still there a little bit, almost to the quarter panel. But Truex,
oh
he makes
my
almost contact
goodness,
with the 15. That's going to allow Truex to really clear him this time.
That should seal the deal, unless Martin Truex Jr., of course, runs into any form of issue here, say passing that number 42 of Ty Dillon. He does, and here comes Reddick. It's not over just yet, and Truex, he's going to have to do that again. And wow, we might have just did the ultimate jinx there for a second, and here comes Tyler Reddick, and Truex, he's got to make this pass happen now.
And through the same corner again where Truex slipped up last time. This time he's still on the bottom, not looking like he's going to slip up like before. He does it, but still can't get around that 42. The 42 powers back around on the outside, and Reddick is here once again.
Ty Dillon, is he blocking that 19 to help the same team as his brother? Oh, the 14 nearly cleans out the 19. They're coming to 2 laps to go. And finally, Truex is clear in the 42. Oh my goodness, here comes the 8 of Reddick again.
Fly job on a lap car does Truex, and he gets around the 14 on the outside because of that smart move for him there. Now Reddick has to find a way around the 42. Also has the 24 challenging him a little bit, but Reddick still to the inside of Ty Dillon, not able to get clear that time. Truex has clear sights in front of him, but he slips up again to turn 4. White flag this time. Reddick is too far back to try anything.
Unbelievable ending here in Bristol. It didn't end without some drama there. There was a couple of close calls, but Martin Truex Jr. is going to need to be a miracle for Reddick to beat him at this point, but it's not going to happen. Martin Truex Jr. leads the way out of turn 4. He will win in Bristol Dirt. Tyler Reddick comes up short there in 2nd place when it looked like in the early stages of this final quarter he was going to be in position to win, but Martin Truex Jr. goes on an absolute tear. Logano holds on to 3rd place over his teammate of Ryan Blaney. Daniel Suarez rounds out the top 5. Both Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, as well as Austin